How's it going, guys? Are you curious about being a videographer, either a YouTuber or a freelancer, and you have no idea how to get started? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 tips on how to get your foot in the door. Starting with tip number 1, and that's just learn the basics. And I know you're probably like, oh wow, I never would have thought of that, but it's honestly so true. When I started, I just got a camera and I had no idea what ISO, shutter speed, aperture, shallow depth of field, like I knew none of that. I literally just got a camera and I was like, all right, let's go. And I turned on auto and I was like, oh, this is cool. But then you can't expand outside from that. You just are on auto. So then I kind of turned it to manual and aperture priority a little bit and started messing with things, and I was like, I don't know what any of these knobs do. So then I eventually learned the basics, which is ISO, shutter speed, aperture, or am I shooting on 30 frames per second? What does that do? Or what does 60 frames per second do? Learning these things before you get a camera will help you out so much. You don't just buy something and oh, I'm just gonna get it and not do my research. Well, this is doing your research, so start with that. Now, tip number 2, just get cheap equipment. Don't start off with super expensive equipment like a $4,000 camera. It's just so unnecessary. And I know there's people out there that are like, I'm gonna do that anyway. But I started with a Nikon D3400 and that was $300, $500, and it was a bundle. You get all the lenses, all the extra attachments, everything for $500. Perfect starter kit. And that helped me apply the basics I should have learned before I got the camera. And then I applied it to that camera, and it just allows you to just expand and kind of just learn everything. And then you can upgrade and then move away from Nikon if you got Nikon, get a Sony. But I would have never got here if I got that beginner camera. And for editing wise, I mean, you can use Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. Don't use Windows Movie Maker. You can use iMovie, or any program really gives you free trials if you really want to try a free trial. It's really not that hard. Just start with cheap equipment. Now, tip number 3 is just go film. Either video things for cheap or for free, depending on what you want to do. If you're going to be a YouTuber, you just need to go film, figure out what your niche is. But if you're trying to get into freelance videography, like weddings or commercials, there's no way you can possibly start charging people money if you don't have a portfolio. How I got started in advertising is I literally just messaged the guy that was in charge of a sports facility, and I reached out and I was like, hey, can I make a video for you for free? And if you like it, then we can kind of get in a deal and I can start charging you. Something like that, not that weird. I made the first video, he absolutely loved it, and now I'm been doing videos for him for over a year now. And same thing with weddings. I started off with a really cheap wedding for someone. I advertised myself on Facebook, and then I did a really cheap wedding. It was absolutely not great. Anyway, I started with just cheap, and then now I've been doing wedding videography for 4 years now, and my packages have just been going like this. And to do that, you need to film and create a portfolio. The next thing you know, you'll be making steps on becoming a great videographer. All right, I know becoming a videographer might sound like a lot of work, but it is so much fun and there's so much creativity in it that it's so worth it. And if you follow these tips, there's no way you can fail. Hopefully. Well, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button for me, or if you want to leave a comment and you want to say something to me or want me to create a video on the basics or cameras or anything, just let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, turn on all notifications so you can keep up with all my videos like this. Woohoo! This is what my shirt says, if you're curious. Yep, that's it. Bye.